everyone. For our Counselor Craft Corner this week, we're going to be making paper plate dream catchers. So if you're like me, bad dreams make me have less sleep, makes me kind of grumpy the next day, and it's just not fun to have nightmares. So we're going to make some dream catchers together, okay? So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a paper plate. So I have a paper plate that already has stuff on it, but you can get like a plain paper plate so that you can decorate it and color it a little bit better. So you're going to need a paper plate. You're also going to need string. I have yarn right here, but I also have some twine. You might have some other things. Maybe you have some different kinds of strings, but you're going to need some string, whatever kind you have. You're going to need some scissors so that you can cut your string and cut your paper plate. You're going to need a hole punch. That's really important too. A hole punch. You're also going to need something to color your paper plate with. So you could use crayons, you could use colored pencils. I have markers here because I really like markers, but you can use anything you want. You could even use paint or chalk, anything you have that you want to color your paper plate with to decorate it. Okay. Then these things are kind of optional. Okay, so for some decoration, I have some feathers that I'm going to use, and I also have some beads, some colorful beads that we've seen in some of our previous videos. So I have these to decorate, and then lastly, this is also optional, but I have a stapler to staple my string to my paper plate so that it's not as hard to tie it because I'm not very good at tying knots. Okay, so you might need help from an older sibling, or you might need help from a parent to do our first step. So our first step is use our scissors or a knife if your parents, you don't want to use a knife, but your parents have a knife, they can help you. That would make it a little easier. But we're going to cut a circle in our paper plate, and you want it to be kind of a big circle so that we can put some string across it. But you also don't want it to be all the way to the edge because then you won't have much room to put your hole punch. So however big of a circle you want, and we're going to cut it out. So I cut my circle out. You can also cut a different shape. You could do a square or a triangle or a diamond, any shape you want. And I actually ended up cutting through my paper plate because it was hard to just cut the circle. And so then I took my stapler and I stapled the edges together so that it stays together. Okay. And then next step is to take your hole punch, and I already did this. We're going to go in around, and you're going to just put hole punches around. They can be however close or far apart you want. But this is where we're going to thread our string through to make a web. Okay, so that's the next step. You're going to use your scissors, and you are going to use your string, and you are going to measure out. I'm going to have 2 arm lengths. Okay, so 2 arm lengths, a lot of string. Right, and then if you have a little bit too little string, you can always tie your string together and then just make a little knot and it'll be okay. Okay, so then you're going to take your string and you're going to put it through the hole that you hole punched. We're going to go through till the end of our string is here, and then we're going to take our stapler, or you can use tape, or you could use glue, but I'm just going to make sure that my string is going to stay tight on there. Okay, and then we're going to take the end of our string, we're going to go across to over on the other side so that it makes a line across. And then we're going to do it again, going across It doesn't matter which ones you pick, but you don't want to pick holes that are right next to each other, because then it won't make like a spider web look and it won't catch your bad dreams. That's why you want it to be a spider web. So you want to just keep going across until you have a web. And again, if you need to add more string, you can always add more string and tie it to the string you already have. And then once we get to the end, we're going to staple the end to our plate as well, just like we did the beginning one. Okay. All right. So this is kind of the long part. It's hard to get it all. So it's starting to look like a spider web now. Okay. All right. We're at the end, and you can see I have a little bit left over right here. We're going to staple that part of the string to our plate. Okay, so now we don't have any poking out. It looks good. It looks like a web, so it's going to catch your bad dreams and not let them get you. Okay, then you're going to cut 3 more strings at different lengths, and then you're going to staple those to like the bottom of your plate. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Oh, kind of tricky. I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, so here I have my plate. I have my strings on the bottom. I have 3. You can do more than 3, but this is where you're going to hang your beads, your feathers, those kinds of things. Okay, so this part is optional. You don't have to do this part, but I really like the look of it. So I have my 2 longer strings and then my smaller string in the middle. And I'm going to take my feathers, I'm going to tie them on the end, and I'm also going to take my beads, and I'm going to tie some beads in here too. Okay, this is also the part, if you don't have a design like I do, you can take your markers, your crayons, your colored pencils, your paint, and you can put a design on the inside. You can decorate the inside to make it look really pretty. You can put your name, you can put what you have bad dreams about, and that will catch your bad dreams. Okay, so once you decorate it, I'll show you what mine looks like. Okay, so I'm done decorating. You can see I have a pattern going on with my beads. I have yellow, purple, green on the outside ones, and then green, purple, yellow on the inside ones. And then I put purple and green feathers down here. So again, you don't have to decorate the bottom strings. You don't even have to put bottom strings on here. I just thought it looked really pretty and I liked it. So I'm going to hang this above my bed or in my room on my wall, so that when I'm dreaming at night, my dreams can get caught in this web and I won't have bad dreams as much. Sometimes it's not really magic. It's just, it makes you feel better to know that something's there and it has your back and it's trying to help you. And that alone can be enough to make you have a little bit better dream, have a little bit better time falling asleep, thinking positive thoughts instead of those negative thoughts. So having a dream catcher may not be magic, but it feels like magic sometimes because it feels like it's really, really helping us. Okay, so I hope that if you're having bad dreams, hope you try this and I hope it works for you. Okay, have a good week. Bye.